Check it.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we are here for a Ask Hippo. Now, I've wanted to do this video for a very long time, but basically I haven't found a chance to do a ramble vlog of a purpose. I only really want to do ramble vlogs when there's a purpose for it, and I haven't really found a purpose to do one, but I really wanted to do an Ask Hippo just because I haven't done one in a while, and this used to be a weekly thing back in the day, and you know, I don't like going too long without doing one. I feel like this is still a pretty cool series to have. So obviously Ask Hippo is the series where you guys ask me questions and I answer them. Now on Twitter, I asked everyone to, using the hashtag AskHippo, ask questions. If you didn't use the hashtag, you likely probably didn't get into this because I'm using a TweetDeck column, which basically gets all of the Ask Hippos and gets them into one thing, which is easy to see and stuff. So if you didn't ask it in there, you may not be answered, and also I will not be answering all of them because otherwise I would be here for too long. So if you do still want your stuff answered, leave it down in the comments and I'll go ahead and just do it in the comments instead. Probably a bit easier. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get straight into the first question. So the first question comes from a Base God Viking, and his question is, what is your all-time favorite racing game? Now, for the people who follow the channel for a very long time, you will know that Underground 2 is my favorite racer of all time. There was something about that game that it just did something ever so slightly better than Most Wanted. Most Wanted is always going to be just a little bit behind Underground for me. They're so close, but I think Underground 2 for me just takes it. Probably because of the memories I had with it, probably because of the nostalgia, probably because that was the first game I properly fell in love with. I loved Hop Shoot 2, I loved Underground, but Underground 2, when I played that, there was a connection, and I don't feel like I have that with a lot of other games. So, bottom line, my favourite racing game is Underground 2. The next question comes from Dr. Doge, and his question is, what are your expectations for a Burnout spiritual successor? I think overall, it's not going to be on the same scale as Paradise was, because with Paradise, you had the funding of EA, and then you had all the assets that you already had made, obviously you had use of an engine and stuff, so it's not going to be on that scale. It's probably not even going to be on Burnout 3 scale, but what I'm expecting is some type of like Burnout 3 takedown track game, that is just very reminiscent. Basically kind of a Burnout 3 in the modern day. That is kind of what I'm expecting now. It doesn't have to be as good as a Burnout 3. Quite frankly, I don't really care if it is. You know, as long as it has some characteristics like the old Burnout games, it's going to be an amazing racer. And I genuinely think it can propel 3 Fields so much higher if they do it well. So here's hoping that Dangerous Golf gets enough sales and that, you know, we do end up seeing another Burnout game. The next question comes from PNCK_Grunty, and his question is, what car related channels do you watch on YouTube? So I actually do watch quite a few, to be fair. I watch one guy called Jamie_FYD. He's an English guy and he does English car reviews. He's really, really good. Obviously, I watch TJ Hunt. Pretty simple. I kind of watch that dude in blue every now and then, but I feel like he's kind of dropped the ball on videos recently. He's probably just been busy and stuff, and that's fine. But not a lot of videos have come out from him, so I've kind of stopped watching him. But the main two are TJ Hunt and Jamie FYD. Great YouTubers. Make sure to go check them out if you haven't already, and let them know I sent you. Although TJ Hunt is fame, so it's not like it really matters anyway. The next question comes from RacingManiac_R2, and he says, are you going to buy a car when you get your license, and if so, what car? Has it changed over time? Has your choice changed over time? So for those who don't know, I have got my driving test very, very soon. Will I be buying a car? Not straight away, I don't think. I don't know, it depends on a lot of things, really, but I haven't really, I'm not thinking that far ahead at the moment. I'm thinking about just getting past the test, because the test over here in the UK is really, really hard. I've been taking lessons for the past like 3 months, so that's pretty like quick. Usually people take at least a year to pass, but I've taken about 3 months, and I've done about 24 hours-ish, 25 hours-ish, so I'm feeling confident to go ahead and murk it, but I'm not really looking past any further than just passing my test at this moment, because you never know, I could fail, and then that could just add loads of time up to the actual test itself. And has my choice changed over time? Yes. When you're younger, you don't really take into account things like insurance and, you know, the actual running costs and that kind of stuff. I remember back in the day, like 6 years ago, I said I wanted an RX-8. Maybe if I was living in America, that could happen, but in the UK, definitely not happening. So I'll end up probably getting like a Polo or a Mini or something like that, something just small, just so I can get my no claims for a year and a half and stuff like that and get some experience. Once I've got like a year and a half worth of experience, I'll end up probably getting a BRZ or a MR2, and we'll talk about that a bit later because I think there's a question related to that. So yeah, that's kind of my situation with real life cars. Before we go on to the next question, actually, I will be saying that there's a hell of a lot more IRL car videos that will be coming out. I'm still a racing game channel. I'm still a video game channel. That's always going to be my core. But you know, every now and then you will see some after movies which I'm working on, and those will come on the channel soon. And I've also got an MX-5 owner's review thing, which may or may not come through. Not sure yet. But I thought I'd let you guys know because that is kind of interesting. So the next question comes from Mohammed, and his question is, what is the most exciting feature, I guess, for the upcoming Horizon 3? I mean, the map is always a key thing for me in Horizon. The thing is with Horizon, you know, wide kits are cool, but it's only going to be for certain cars. You know, it's cool, it's in there, but you know, it's only going to be for certain cars. The map is something which, it looks really cool, it looks really diverse. You know, obviously would have liked it in Japan, but I'm cool with it being in Australia. It looks like they've done it right. So I think the map is probably the best feature if you count that. If you're counting new stuff which has been added, I think the fact that you can now play co-op and you can also make your own races, probably up there too. Not sure if you guys could hear that. The next question comes straight from Jazz, and his question is, if you couldn't buy a BRZ as a second car, what would your second option be? So if you guys don't already know, I would really like a BRZ this time, like in like a year and a half. You know, a year and a half in the future. I don't know, I really like the car. I sat in a GT86 like a week ago, and it just felt perfect. Everything felt perfect. So I would want a BRZ. But, you know, what would it be if I couldn't get a BRZ? So if I didn't have enough money to get a BRZ as a second car, I'd get an MR2, SW20. I've mentioned this in the past. Essentially, if I've got the money to get a BRZ, I will. If not, I'll settle for an MR2. That's completely fine. And then after I've got my no claims and after I've got a bit more experience behind the wheel, I'm coming straight for that R32, no question. The next question comes from Ties21_, and his question is, which colour suits the R32 GTR the best? So if you guys don't already know, white. Ice white, frost white, whatever you want to call it, that type of white suits the R32 the best, no questions asked. So one question I've been getting quite a lot through all of these I was looking through, and one question I was getting quite a lot is, are you going to play certain games? Like, just, are you going to play Assetto Corsa, or are you going to play more Gran Turismo? The goal with this channel is to be a very diverse racing channel. I do kind of want to branch out into open world games eventually, so when Watch Dogs 2 comes out, I'll probably end up playing a bit of that on the channel. But it will be like all car related stuff, because again, we're a car channel, so that just makes sense. But you know, like, I'm open to playing pretty much anything. There's nothing I won't play. I'm thinking at the moment, again, because it's kind of a bit dry right now, there's not much to play. Need for Speed, Forza, and like old Burnout games are pretty much all we're playing on the channel. Then Gran Turismo every now and then. I'm gonna mix everything up, but at the moment you got to keep in mind that I don't have many games to play. I don't own Assetto Corsa, and you know, as for games like Driver San Francisco and that kind of stuff, I don't own those either anymore. So you know, it depends on what I own and stuff. I'm looking to keep Throwback Thursday going, but again, that's gonna be a bit of an iffy one because I've got to go out and actually buy games, and that's a bit of an issue. So you know, my goal with this is to make sure it's as varied as possible, both in terms of series and both in terms of the content you see in the games you see. So you know, that is kind of the goal with the channel at the moment, you know, to try to include as many people as possible. Obviously, like, on top of all the news and stuff, I kind of want everyone to like not be excluded just because of the type of game I play, you know. Like, even though I'm playing Need for Speed, come watch, it's going to be a good time. That's kind of the vibe I want to give out, and hopefully I can do that alright. Hopefully I can. I mean, it's not really down to me, it's down to you guys, so hopefully that is the way it's coming through on the videos. So that was it from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to go ahead and hit the like, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. You guys have been awesome. Stay safe and peace.